Ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, I present to you me. Pause for applause. And this applause is going on forever. Hey, Willow. Good to see you. I'm actually pausing to eat soup. You can believe that. I'm at soup. Hey, Bad Road. Let's do this, right? Let's at least get over to this page. It's actually cup noodle. Beef flavor. So, you know, tasty. And also, like, what is it? 50 cents a cup, I think. So, you know, affordable. Go. That and that. Headphones, let's go. More headphones. I'm very prepared, as you can tell. There we go. Now we got headphones. And controller. And there we go. Let's start. Any of y'all at soup? Here we go. Episode 5, Turnabout Ablaze. Two cards. One of the Black Raven. And one of the White Raven. Showing them in opposite order. A country torn in two. One to the west. And one to the east. When those which were split are made whole again. The truth will reveal itself. It's the Yatagarasu! The Yatagarasu's here! You accursed Yatagarasu. Hey, you! Ooh, good start. 8 hours earlier. March 14, 10:17 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. It's so nice, almost dreamlike to finally have the chance to relax and sip some tea. Especially after what a whirlwind the past few days have been. On my return flight, I was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent's murder. The next day, I investigated a kidnapping and a murder at the Gatewaterland theme park. And later that night, a detective's dead body welcomed me back to my office. There, we finally have the exact timeline. along with the thief, who was out to pilfer files related to a case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? Well, at least I have today. All I ask is that I be allowed to spend it quietly. Gumshoe enters stage right. Mr. Edgeworth! Oh wait, never mind, it's Kay.
Mr. Edgeworth, this is big. Big, I tell you. Hey, what's wrong with you? Where's your enthusiasm?
And suddenly, the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind.
What are you talking about, Fragile Dreams? That's a totally different game on the Wii. Come on, let's go. The fake Yatagarasu isn't gonna just find herself, you know.
Well, if you must know, it's possible that I was paid a visit last night by your fake.
Say what?
Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. But even now, we're still looking for this criminal. Oops. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay.
What's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep-talking to me right now? Anyway, I've just got something much more important that I want you to see.
Oh, and that is?
Take a look at this.
Yatagarasu sends cards to embassy. Coming up here with me, Gaston? Come on. Let me move that. Good boy, you did it. On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. That is quite a bold declaration to send an embassy. I suppose it's inevitable that a newspaper would catch wind of this.
The date the card mentions is today.
Today, huh?
Come on, we gotta hurry. The embassy awaits.
I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating?
Well, it's some really special country, and I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. But never mind that. Where's all your energy? Why are you so lackadaisical today?
I'm not, Kay. You're just too wound up.
Well, then you should get too wound up too. 'Cause this just might be our chance to catch that woman.
You mean Ms. Yu? The woman who killed Kay's father, Byrne Faraday, 7 years ago. Callisto Yu. She claimed to be the great thief Yatagarasu, and then disappeared from the courtroom.
Ugh, she makes me so mad, the phony. Everyone knows that the real Yatagarasu would never, ever send something like a calling card. Until a company's underhanded dealings are made public. The target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome.
The Yatagarasu's card that's shown in this article. It looks to me as though it could be genuine.
See, that's the thing. Whoever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but has knowledge of the Yatagarasu. If this isn't a clue that that woman's involved, then nothing is. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, out the door you go.
Wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. There's something interesting about this card we found last night here in my office. It's of a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why.
What's up? Any reason why you're being a hole through the... While you're boring a hole through the newspaper with your eyes?
No, no reason at all. Very well, seeing as how Ms. Yu is also someone of a special nature to me, I agree there is some merit to be found in investigating this. 2 imposters, it sure seems like it, huh? Hey, you can't just ask someone what's wrong with them. You can't just ask someone why they're boring. Almost done my soup. Noodle soup.
I knew you'd come around.
March 14, 5 p.m. Theatrum Neutralis. Alright, so the opening then happened between midnight and 1 a.m. Or will happen, I suppose. By the light of this night's glorious moon, we are ready. Ready to embark on our nightly outing. And this is where our tale begins. She's got giant shakers around her neck that look like tits. Huh, what a coincidence. Who would have thought that a Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held at such an elegant theater inside a foreign embassy?
Yeah, the climax was really awesome.
Maro-chan has a new project called, and I shit you not, Sassy Nudes. Holy shit. Saucy. That makes more sense. You know, I respect that, but I do think Maro-chan's tastes just dreadful. Saucy Nudes. Beautiful, really.
Steel Samurai Sushi Slash! I got chills down my spine when he pulled that move out.
I suppose it really is more impactful to watch a show in person than on television. I have to say, though, this embassy is set up kind of...
funny. I mean, they have 2 countries sharing the same building.
Well, as you said yourself, this place and the countries it houses are very special. Even this theater is special in that it's a neutral zone shared by 2 countries.
So let me get this straight. The Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of those 2 countries.
The one that's called
Kingdom of Alabast, right?
Yes, it would appear that the Steel Samurai is very popular in that country as well.
Seems that way. But you know who I'm really into? The Jammin' Ninja. The Republic of Babel is sponsoring a Jammin' Ninja.
Are we really going back to Steel Samurai versus Jammin' Ninja again? This is what, the 3rd time?
That's something for fangirls like me. We've totally got to see that too, Mr. Edgeworth. The Jammin' Ninja show is gonna kick the Steel Samurai show's rear end.
Had to grab some to try it though. Ooh. I hope it's good. That was the... Oh, that's right. There was the Nickel Samurai. The Jammin' Ninja... I thought we'd heard it before, but I may be wrong. You know, ever since I first met this girl, I've always had this inkling that what she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja.
Yep. So anyway, about today's event, what's it called again?
The Kingdom of Alabast versus the Republic of Babel Goodwill Jubilee. The small European countries of the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babel. These 2 countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature.
Nickel Samurai was framed for Gem and Ninja's death, right? Because the Nickel Samurai was supposed to be the... was supposed to basically take over the Steel Samurai's time slot. Much like Steel Samurai was framed for the evil magistrate's death. So now the Gem and Ninja is going to be framed for someone's death, right? And it was called the Principality of Codopia. Is everything all right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I'm all right. Moving on. After a period of civil unrest, the country split in two, though signs of their past remain. For example, their flags preserve the flower and butterfly motifs to this day. Codopia, huh? The KG-8 incident, and what was referred to as the second KG-8 incident, in which an embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Codopia. In the 7 years that have passed, the country may have split into two. However, the Yatagarasu still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean? Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something. Oh, excuse me. What were we talking about again? Ugh, if you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we were talking about the Alabas versus Bobble Goodwill Jubilee. The two countries have had a pretty bad relationship with each other. But supposedly, they've been trying really hard to make up recently. That's why they decided to hold this event. If that's the case, then why the verses? Also, both countries claim to own the real Primadou statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal. Hey, need I remind you to take care and not succumb to your thieving desires? Well, when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself. You know that. She'd better be saying that in jest. Hey, I can read your body language, you know, and you got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you. I know. And although we don't know if the Yatagarasu will really make an appearance, I suppose we should still spend some time examining this place. You know, I've seen a lot of these shows in a bunch of theaters, but today's show was like they really went for that. And that last move, the Steel Sam, I couldn't help but I know, right? And that Pink Princess's moves, the middle of the show, I swear that I know, Pink Princess has a bad hip. Seriously? Just what? I suppose there is no graceful way to enter this conversation. There are pamphlets about the two embassies on this table. Huh. Still looks weird to me. The country split into two a few years back, and they've shared the building and its grounds 50-50 ever since. Oh? I guess it's because they don't have money to build two separate ones, huh? I should think that's not the reason why, okay? I suppose I'll just help myself to one of these. Ah. What is all the hubbub, bub? Ugh! Hey, look! It's the Steel Samurai! And he's got his son, the Iron Infant, with him. The Iron Infant. Oh my god, tiny robot samurai baby. I can't talk to the tiny baby. May I speak with you for a second? It's the Steel Samurai. Oh no, he's gonna fanboy. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you glaring at him for?
Please, excuse me. It's just that I've never seen a superhero up close before.
To Mr. Edgeworth, Steel Samurai Daddy, Weird Man of Neo Old Tokyo. What? It looks like he's written something down for you.
To Edgeworth, from Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Old Tokyo. Oh, that makes more sense.
Wow, an autograph. Pretty cool that you got one, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
Huh. Mr. Steel Samurai, Ambassador Alba is waiting for you.
Alright, these guys are clearly English. Now, the Steel Samurai will proceed to enter the kingdom of Alabasta. The Steel Samurai isn't only here for the two countries tonight, but rather can be thought of as a goodwill ambassador from our own country as well. Oh shit, I didn't see her there. Check her out in the upper right. She been there the whole time, or did she appear when the screen scrolled? There he goes, off to spread goodwill to the world.
He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he?
Okay, we're shooting the next segment of the show. Cue camera.
In just a few seconds, the Jammin' Ninja stage show is set to begin. After the show, the Jammin' Ninja will enter the Republic of Babel. Don't think she was there at first? Alright. Alright, good. Because I didn't see her at all. After the show, the Jammin' Ninja will enter the Republic of Babel. He is set to meet with the Ambassador of Babel at that time. Will enter the Republic of... Okay, he's set to meet with the Ambassador of Babel at that time.
Ah, the Jammin' Ninja show's about to start. We gotta get back to our seats.
Regrettably, I don't have much of an interest in ninjas.
Well, this show will change your mind. Come on, we gotta hurry. If we miss even a second of the Jammin' Ninja's awesome playing, I'll never forgive you.
I suppose you're not about to give me much of a choice here, are you, Kay?
Oh, I could listen to that A Ninja Marked for Death's Lullaby song all day long.
His superb playing and that sad melody really brought a tear to my eye.
His superb playing and that sad melody really brought a tear to my eye. And his heart-wrenching voice, now that's the Jammin' Ninja's greatest weapon.
Who plays the Steel Samurai now? Because he's noticeably smaller. So that has me wondering who they've got in the costume.
Oh, those pieces of Jammin' Ninja merchandise over there. I've got to have them.
We had to get the iron for the infant from somewhere. And who plays Jammin' Ninja since he's dead? Oh shit, that's true.
I especially want the hair sticks they're selling exclusively at these shows. They're exactly like the ones the heroine Princess Misala wears in her hair.
Anyway,
hold it right there, Mr. Edgeworth.
yes.
You're thinking of going home, aren't you?
Well, it doesn't seem likely that the Yatagarasu will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely it was just a prank.
No way, I just know the Yatagarasu will show.
But I thought you said that the Yatagarasu doesn't send calling cards.
Yeah, I did, but...
I figured from the very beginning that this would wind up being a wild goose chase.
But that card she sent was a genuine fake calling card.
A genuine fake.
Well, how can I word this? We created fake calling cards and spread them around so that just in case someone wanted to imitate them and smear their name, which would be able to quickly lead them to who was doing the thing, right? That's we kind of figured that out in the previous chapter. The Yatagarasu's mark on that calling card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now?
We've got a problem. The Yatagarasu's been spotted in Alabast. What?
You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Ha! So you finally decided to show yourself, you fake hedgehog. Hey, what gives?
I'm sorry, but I will need to search you before you may enter.
Sorry, I'm trying to come up with an accent for this country.
I'll need to search you before you may enter.
There we go. Perfect. What the? Hey, the Steel Samurai just waltzed straight through without one. Now, if you don't hurry up and let me through, my phony is gonna escape.
Hey, a country's embassy is considered to be part of the country itself. If you don't go through the proper procedure to enter the country...
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to enter through Babel and climb over the wall into Alabast.
Hold it! You would tell a prosecutor straight out that you intend to illegally enter an... Hey, are you even listening to me?
Hey, Faraday, and I'm coming through!
Yes, and welcome!
Someone stop her! Anyone! This poor girl is gonna get herself killed.
March 14, 6:12 p.m. Open air stage. Hey, where are you? Don't tell me you really did find some way over this fence. Ugh! Fire! This is too big for us to handle. Looks like the Yatagarasu came to Babel too. Oi! You accursed Yatagarasu. K, you had better be all right wherever you are.
Wow, we got through the cold open real quick, huh?
Look who it is. And I don't mean gumshoe. March 14, 6:45 p.m. Babelese Embassy, Secretariat's office.
I told you it wasn't me.
Hold it! Kay, are you all right?
Do I look all right to you? Can you do something about this woman?
Mr. Edgeworth, Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this? Well, sir, it's this. It's the dead guy. This dead man on the floor. Who looks, let's go with familiar.
They didn't start the fire. Well, it was briefly burning.
It
wasn't me. He was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu.
And look who else is here.
Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person at the open air stage.
A suspicious person?
Terribly close to the original Will Powers voice. Oh no. Fake Yatagarasu starting fires. Is this Ryuji Utsuo? I don't know the reference, but I'm going to assume that yes. A long black coat and a hood over their head. I dare you to tell me that's not suspicious. When I saw that person, I immediately thought they must be the fake Yatagarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy, then into here, and then lost sight of them. But I just know that person is the one who did it. What are you so worked up over? There's no reason for you to be this loud.
Oh, awesome. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Sheena, I believe your name is, correct? Tohu character. She's a hell raven who ate the Yatagarasu who ate the sun. Ah. Now she operates a fusion reactor to power the hot springs in the underworld. Now that old hell has burnt out. Oh my god, Toho is wild. And if you're making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed the crime, is that correct? She's been waiting this whole game since they met for Edgeworth to figure out who she is. You refuse to answer.
I don't need to answer. You are merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority.
Hey, pal, just what the heck would you just said mean? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction, the end. And seeing as how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate wherever we'd like. That's not how... That's not how that works. Not in an embassy. Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter. Huh? This office is considered to be a part of the Republic of Babel, which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of the Babelese government and Babelese law, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights. Extraterrestrial rights? Sir, do you think that the truth is out there? Eh? Yeah, that's a pretty good joke. You know, like that show, the Mulder Files, right? You know, that's one of my favorites, you know, in the 90s. I think it's over now. But man, I just couldn't wait to see if Scully and that alien were gonna get together. So much romantic tension. Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside of the embassy of another country. That's what was agreed to by our respective governments. Ah, you're meeting Edgeworth for the first time, eh? He's such a fucking twit. I'm so happy for his character arc, because it's one of the bigger anime character arcs, ever. And I like it. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place. Which means we can do little here in this situation. No way, sir!
Please leave this matter to Interpol's hands and go home.
No. Ugh. Mr. Edgeworth.
Hey, you're not... Mr. Edgeworth! In that case, allow me to join your investigation.
Is it Sonic? Is it Sonic the Hedgehog? No, who the fuck is this? Ms. Von Kama!
Ambassador Paleno, I truly appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation. Oh, it's really nothing. Manny was my secretariat, so of course I want to help you as much as I can.
Oh, the one where he's accused on a... Yeah, so that's the super case that's as long as the whole game. It's, That's a really good story. I really enjoy that one. It's hard to believe that the original game kind of came out without that, because it's basically a sequel. In fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Franziska. Well, I never imagined I'd meet you here, of all places. This is an embassy, meaning you have no authority to conduct... Already? What is it? Ambassador Poleno. And you are? I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Ms. Von Karma's assistant. Assistant? Miles, what the heck do you think you're... Please, I implore you, Ambassador Poleno. You see that fucking smirk he's got going? He knows exactly what he's doing. From the ashes. You're right. I get those two mixed up a bit. That's case 4 and 5. Yeah, you're right. Those two kind of blend together for me. I implore you, Ambassador Poleno. Very well, I'll be counting on the two of you, Ms. Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth. What did you mean by you'll be Ms. Von Karma's assistant? I don't exactly have a choice, do I, Detective? If I don't become Franziska's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation. Franziska, he let you help investigate Prosecutor Faraday's death. I mean, that was 7 years ago. Who even remembers that first murder case? No one remembers their first murder, right? There you go again, running at the mouth while that aloof expression on your face. Franziska, please. I don't know what you're planning quite yet, but at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. Just remember that my whip's always ready to wake you, should you have a brain lapse. Thank you, Bad Road. Of course, I'll keep that in mind. If you're done playing games... Right, let's begin the investigation. Seeing her without her fucking shades on makes it even more obvious. Like, come on. Come on. By the way, Detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here? Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Babalese embassy today. And why are our police guarding an embassy? Well, on account of the card they got from the Yatagara show. They called us up and asked for our help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yatagara show these past 7 years, you know. that old chestnut. It was more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me. Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. It looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duty yet again. Look forward to your next salary negotiation, although it's out of my hands. But sir, if it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to buy even instant noodles anymore. Aww. So, our victim was the secretariat of this embassy, I take it. Manny Cochin. I heard he was an admirable person. Very admirable. The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back. We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle. So Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny, he says while looking over the corpse. Is this the knife the murder weapon?
Some preliminary testing's been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade's shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound.
I suppose this means that we now know the crime was committed with this knife.
This knife's got some real fancy ornamentation going on, huh, sir? This thing practically screams artsy at me, too. Although it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing that I said was artsy. This handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful.
Familiar, huh? Also, again, love that it's a butterfly knife. This one's not a butterfly knife, though. It's just a butterfly regular knife. This man, where do I know him from? Yeah, weird, right? There appears to be something in his pocket. It looks like a tiny guitar. This key. It can't be. Isn't this the Yatagara's key that was stolen 7 years ago?
What? But that's...
7 years? Oh! You mean that case where I was framed, sir? Yes, it's the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago. Which was then stolen by Callisto U. Is that Joe and or Mac? Yes. Radical caveman? Some colossal caveman? Wait, that's something different. What? Mr. Faraday was killed with this key, sir. I thought he was killed with a knife. Ah!
Scruffy, at the very least, try to remember the details of crimes you were a suspect in.
Franziska, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Ms. Yu made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge. Oh, I feel like the victim right now, all trampled on, sir. Huh. I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is... Oh, wow, that's amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick. It is also a knife. I knew it. This is the exact same piece of evidence that Ms. Yu took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern on the blade. I remember this as well. It's a vine motif, isn't it? Wait.
I remember this as well. It's a vine motif, isn't it?
Yes, it looks like two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade.
Fine, sir. I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. It's one of them six-sided stars, just like the police mark on our IDs.
I really don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement.
The real question is, why was the Babalese Embassy Secretariat holding this?
Well, we don't know how Mr. Cochin came to possess the key. We do know that this was stolen by the Yatagarasu from the Kodopian Embassy.
That's right, Mr. Faraday had written that fact down in his organizer.
I believe this means that further research is required into the country of Kodopia.
Why don't you ask the Ambassador Paleno about what he knows? Supposedly, he was a candidate to be the next Kodopian ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have.
Franziska's being really reasonable today.
It turns out that when she's put in charge, she actually steps up. Well, fuck. They just made me like Franziska. It's a knife wound. It's obvious that he was killed with this, but I wonder if it's consistent with the wound. Indeed. I don't see anything else to check. Because this is a national treasure, can I ask that you please not touch it? I'm afraid the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the Secretariat.
Hold it!
But there's a possibility that it's related to the murder, wouldn't you agree? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? We can force them to let us investigate it later when we find some solid proof. I suppose I don't have a choice here. This must be one of the Primidu statues Kay was talking about earlier. Secretariat? The horse? No, the actor. Is it just me, or does this man look like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. Both countries claim to own the real one. Oh, and I bet the other one looks like the Jamma Ninja, huh? Hey, are you alright? You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it, right? Yes, of course I don't, and I promise to prove that it wasn't you. That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. It'd be wise of you to give up while you can. She's back to talking again. No, I don't think so. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation will prove that to be true. Go ahead and try then, if you're that confident. I can't allow this to continue on this way. I must prove her innocence. Post haste. Mr. Edgeworth, there's still something on the display rack, sir. Knives, huh? There's one missing, and it looks like the murder knife. Except without a handle. Interesting. Although the blades are all that remain of them, unfortunately. Oh, I see. The handle burned off them. I guess that the handles all got burned off by the fire, unlike the one by the body. Ah, so even the knives fell victim to the fire. Ambassador Poleno, are these knives yours? Why, yes, they are. They're a special set of ornamental knives featuring the national symbol of Babel. These butterfly-themed knives, along with alabaster own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each. But I can't believe the Babelese ones have been reduced to this state. Ah, ornamental knives, huh? It's a small release on the tang of this blade. Ambassador Poleno, what is this notch here for? Oh, that. It's a feature of the knives wherein you can freely exchange the handles on them. So that we can change how they look to fit the situation, of course. I see. So these knives were constructed so that handles could be easily removed. And that is time for our first ad break. I want to remind you that there is a civil rights movement happening around the country and the wider world. Black Americans, people of color, are fighting for things that should never have to be fought for, like equal rights, equal treatment under the law, to not be attacked, terrorized, and even murdered by the police. We have listed here some ways that you can help, including the Bail Fund Network to help keep protesters out of jail, the Okra Project and the Black Trans Travel Fund to help black, trans, and non-binary people with food, supplies, and travel out of dangerous situations, and the Black Hills Legal Fund, the Lakota People's Fund to take back their land, the 6 grandfathers, which were stolen by white people, arbitrarily renamed Mount Rushmore, and then had some white slave owners' faces carved into the side of it. Black lives matter. Lives of people of color matter. Indigenous lives and lands matter. Asian and Pacific Islander lives matter.
These are things we gotta keep saying and pushing and fighting for until the people all the way to the top not only understand and acknowledge them, but work to make them real protected truths. All right, we're gonna go to the break. I'm gonna run some ads. We will see you back here in just a few minutes. So we've been on and off thinking about doing a soundboard again. But I realized something. If we did that, it would be obligatory to put the voice clip from Claire Obscure on it in some spot. With the guy just saying such lovely feet. And I think that would be bad for everyone's mental health. So hi. How you doing? Now let me tell you, I ain't yucking anyone's yum there. I just feel like it's something you gotta avoid on Twitch specifically. And Claire Obscure has flaunted that rule. Sometimes you just see lovely feet, and you have to let everyone know, you know what, you're right, Bad Road. Let's do it. Let's make a soundboard. Hey, it's another butterfly. I believe it's the symbol of the Republic of Babel. I do love that we're fucking investigating Babel. A drawing this big on the wall of an embassy. It definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism. Well, I got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country. You may want to, Detective. However, I have yet to see the fruits of your desire. You don't gotta be so blunt about it, sir. Edgeworth, you gotta take it easy on this guy. You can tell when Edgeworth is stressed because he gets snippy. A small personal safe. This was Mr. Colchin's office, so perhaps he stored his most important documents in there. Of course, it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without the key. Sorry, but Interpol's still conducting its investigation beyond this point. I'm a subordinate of Ms. Von Karma. Is there some reason why I'm being denied access? My superior clearly stated, don't you dare let anyone near the site. You got it? If I let you examine this site, my superior would get really angry at me. And he can get a bit prickly, if you know what I mean. You know, Mr. Edgeworth, I feel really bad for the guy. So, why don't we do as he says? Yes, I suppose we might as well. Gumshoe, empathy, +5. I have the Space Needle, St. Louis Arch, and top third of the Statue of Liberty in the corner. Oh, the shelf. Definitely must be. And yeah, it's not the CN Tower because it's all American. They look very, very similar, but the CN Tower obviously is, you know, in a different country. So I definitely think you're right. These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia. It's really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought this was the Babylese embassy. So why is there so many American souvenirs, sir? Perhaps the Babylese are studying American culture and our tourism industry. If they have plans to make the Babylese tourism industry truly flourish, they would need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose. Speaking of tourism, I got these from the blind guy earlier, sir. He said if I bring these with me to Babel, I can trade them in for a few buffets. Oh? So how do you expect to travel to Babel? Well, the whole world's connected by ocean, sir, and for an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to Babel if I have to. And a few simple coupons. Really motivate people to do such fantastic things. Yes. I can't believe that Manny fell among thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is. Ambassador Poleno, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That and only that. I ask you to cooperate not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Cochin's as well. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating! Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no, yeah, some coupons we distribute to promote Babel. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit Lonely Babel. Lovely Babel. Now I remember the Republic of Babel is known for its feverish tourism industry. Wait, I guess we could have seen these in opposite order. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased, Manny Cochin. Alright, had to lean over. Bumped the control. Whoops. There we go. Well, he was my secretary in the embassy secretariat, charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything. Accounting, printing, taking care of national treasures. I'm sorry, but did you say printing? Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry, so in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy. I see. Please excuse my forwardness, however. I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression that I've met him before. Oh, yes. Since you're of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident? The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny. So your Mr. Cochin is the same man as the one in that case. It's been 10 years. It's been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into his job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee this embassy's renovations. It really is a shame. He had such a bright future ahead of him. What exactly did you mean by renovations? Well, we can't have the tourists and visitors to our embassy think we're a poor nation, can we? So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is now no longer with us. Ambassador Poleno, I was wondering if I may ask you about Codopia. Codopia, alright, what would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy, is that correct? Upon closer inspection, it seems this key is shaped like a butterfly. That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife. Oh, how fascinating. Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? In its knife form, there's a flower mark at the base of the blade. Huh. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Codopia. And how did you come to that conclusion?
Oh, there's both of Cadopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy back when we were still in Cadopia. Ambassador Palermo, this key was stolen from the Cadopian embassy 7 years ago. Oh god, I'm mixing their accents. This key was stolen from the Cadopian embassy 7 years ago by Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu. Oh, really?
You were not aware that Ms. Yu has broken into this embassy at that time?
I'm sorry I can't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babel became its own independent nation. But if Manny were still here, he'd probably know about what happened back then.
Mr. Cochin and Ms. Yu knew each other 7 years ago. That doesn't explain why I found the Yatagarasu's key here in the present.
No, there's another clue that you're gonna catch on to eventually. Miles Edgeverse.
What is it?
Let me tell you something. You're currently my subordinate, and if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you will speak to me with respect.
What's with a giddy glint in her eyes? I don't think that will really be necessary, Franziska.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't change the fact that you're still under me.
I thought Franziska was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then why is she here at this embassy?
I was investigating at the Alabastian embassy when I got wind of this mess.
Oh, that's right. The Yatagarasu is due to appear at that embassy as well.
Yes, but the difference is we didn't have a fire over there. Although there was an incident at the Alabastian embassy as well. But I let Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over to the Babalese embassy.
Ah, so Agent Lang is here as well, huh?
I see you've met. Well, he's in the Alabastian embassy, acting as bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there. So the suspect in the murders that occurred in this office is that little girl, I see. Is she perhaps trying to be the Yatagarasu?
Kay would never harm a soul, sir.
Kay?
You remember, do you not? About the case we investigated together 7 years ago? That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday.
So she's that feisty little girl.
Kay's been on the trail of the Yatagarasu, which is how she ended up here. Looking for the one who took her father's life.
I see.
Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatagarasu just keeps tricking us all. How so?
The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, "I'll be there to steal your dirtiest secrets." But all we've had is an arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what this is, sir? It's a breach of contract, and it's going on the rap sheet. If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight.
I do wonder, though, if Callisto Yu really is the Yatagarasu.
No, she really is the fake Yatagarasu. Okay, she's apparently gonna have more dialogue later, I guess.
There's still some burned objects scattered on the floor.
Well, burnt things get burnt and they become burnt things, you know?
No, because there's no way to prove that the burned thing started out as a burned thing.
Was it a burnt thing or was it not? I got no idea what's what anymore, sir.
How would we know nothing is stolen? It wouldn't be here. Yeah, that's true. I suppose it's a bit hard for someone with a burnt-out light bulb to comprehend. This ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling. A ceiling fan? What does one of those do? Exactly what it sounds like it does. It's a fan that's installed on one ceiling. Well, if I had one of those in my room, I bet I'd go dizzy from staring up at it as I slept. Detective Gumshoe, in the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep. It looks like this was once a magnificent grandfather clock, but it's fallen victim to the fire. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, is it okay for me to talk about the clocks in my house, sir? If they're unrelated to the case, I hope that you'll refrain from sharing, but... Well, there's this one clock that I made by myself, but the time, that's quite enough, Detective. I guess I'm supposed to present her something. Let's check under logic. Oh, well, those things definitely go together. Why the fuck is she here? Apparently Gumshoe made a clock, yeah. To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret the Yatagarasu was out to steal is in this very room? Dirty secret? Franziska, you're in pursuit of some dirty underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence. In that case, the person I'm looking for is here in the Babalese embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation. I think I just might need to ask Franziska about her smuggling case in more depth. The design on the knife's handle. It greatly resembles the special Babalese species of butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus, it says it right here. This knife is property of the Republic of Babel. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right in this room. And we finally know what the key opens. We finally know what the key opens. 7 years later. Or, you know, a week later. You know, for us in real time. We know for a fact that the Yatagarasu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim, Mr. Kochin's pocket. Which leads me to think that perhaps it's the key to the personal safe in this office. Good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out. It appears I was correct. I don't see many safes with key locks. Is it just me, or does the word smuggling sound cuter than it actually is? I had a friend in high school who thought the same thing. That's fucking great. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. Huh, what do we have here? Hey, there's nothing inside! Do you think the Yatagarasu was made off with everything, sir? I mean, clearly there's a fake back on it. No, Detective, I believe all we need is a closer look. Won't rest until etc., etc. What is this here? Yeah, it looks like the ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe. Hey, you're right. Won't budge an inch, not even when I tug on it.
But I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before.
Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange, it's the safe. What do you mean? What I mean is that the secret to this safe is... It's completely empty. It has 2 compartments. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I'd say that there's an extra bit of space behind the back wall of this safe. In other words, this safe has a second compartment. Safe! Safe! What?
I suppose that you're correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct, and there is a second compartment, how do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there's no other lock or keyhole in sight.
Actually, there is one more spot of interest on this safe.
Oh?
Yes, and I believe that spot is the keyhole to our mysterious second lock.
It's a safe and its locks. Alright then, since you're so sure of yourself, show me how you deduced your answer.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out for a second there. That's a weird way to arrange this stuff. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Eureka!
Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Franziska?
The shape? It does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism.
See, that's what I thought.
It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more.
Hold it!
Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Cochin, made sure the safe had 2 compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out?
You can't be serious. Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of this safe? By God, that's so stupid. It has to be true.
That's precisely what I'm saying. No, I'm with Franziska. This is ridiculous. This is where my suspension of disbelief ends. Is this fucking latch keyhole? I need some fruit by the foot. I have some candy. And that's what made me think of you know, Claire Obscure. And I will prove it to you right now. It turns out he's wrong. That the Yatagarasu's key is the key that will open it.
Objection!
The Yatagarasu's key. Miles Edwards, this had better be a very bad joke.
Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagarasu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of this safe.
We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe. Oh. Dropped my fruit by the foot. Oh, wrap. I just need to figure out where it landed.
There it is. Eat my Pop-Tart, the last of my peanuts, and the pretzels and cheese. That sounds so good.
We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of the key.
Is it though? We discovered this trick 7 years ago, and with it, we were able to corner Ms. Yu. But who would have thought that I'd see this key again after all this time? What am I... Oh, the blade is also a key? Is that what we're saying? Yep. Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yatagarasu's key was originally made to open Mr. Kochan's safe in the Cadopian embassy. We confirmed that as fact by opening the door to his safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife portion head on, what do you see? Why do you talk? Oh, come on! It appears that you've come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head-on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe. But that's preposterous! Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago, we fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden in the secret section must be of incredible importance.
Then it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside. Scruffy, hurry up and open the safe.
Yes, sir. Opening it now, sir. These items, they're personal. They're personal. Ooh, I think I see where this is going. It's a bunch of funny shaped things. I guess the pieces of art.
You're in the way. Now move, Scruffy.
I didn't think I was in the way. Man, they're gonna make him cry. Oddly enough, the key is also useful for murder, yep.
These pieces of art, they're identical to ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world.
I figured as much. These are the treasures this section of the safe was meant to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examination is required. These are pieces of stolen art from around the world. I wonder how much they're worth, especially this one.
Eee! Scruffy, don't touch those valuable pieces of art with your filthy hands. Why do you have any idea what would happen if one of them were to break?
Is it just me, or did she hit one of the pieces of art just now? Its purpose was not knifeness. That invalidates its previous use as a murder weapon due to 7 years retroactively alive again. Lovely. This is the document that we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about. Beats me, sir! Why don't we take a look at it first before we give up, Detective? Mr. Kochan's name is written at the top of the last... or it's written here on the last page. I wonder what the significance of this document is. It appears we found the key to the found the key that the Yatagarasu... No. That Ms. Yu stole 7 years ago. Well, since it was originally from this embassy, maybe she came back to return it. I don't think she's the type to be so kind as to do such a thing, Detective. Okay, well, what do you think, sir? Callisto Yu, for what reason did she steal the key? Yes, sir. While you were on guard duty, did you notice anything unusual? Well, I was on watch inside the embassy, but unfortunately I didn't run into the Yatagarasu, sir. But I did talk to an officer who was on duty near the border between the two embassies, who told me not a single person crossed the boundary during the incident. I see. Investigation into the fire in the Yatagarasu was a mess thanks to both events. I am so confused, sir. Should I be putting the fire out or investigating? What do you think, sir? Aren't you old enough to solve your own problems yet, detective? My D&D group rarely makes anyone retroactively alive after more than 6 seconds. Don't say beats me when Franziska's around. True. She'll take it as a request, and then she won't do it because she sees it as, you know, someone trying to boss her around or get something out of her, and then instead she beats them for trying to get something out of her. I'd like an update on how the investigation's going. Oh yeah, well, it's going, sir. In other words, no one has any idea what happened here, correct? To put it simply, yeah, you got it, sir. But we do know that something happened in this room, sir. Any jerk with a pair of eyes can see what happened, detective. Oh. Well, anyway, let's investigate every single nook and cranny in this room, sir. Very nice. We gotta get serious, or Kay'll end up getting arrested as the killer. Yes, I am already well aware of that. Oh. In order to find out what really happened here in this room, we'll need to gather whatever information we can. It's time to take a good look. Wait, how did the Steel Samurai know who Edgeworth was? Not to mention the weird way that he signed his name. That was definitely not our original brand, Steel Samurai. I don't think he met Edgeworth, did he? What am I supposed to do now? Ah, here we go. Maybe Willpower's has slimmed down and gotten shorter. Yeah, you know, that thing that happens to all TV stars. When they say you look taller on TV, it's because whenever you leave the stage, you lose a quarter inch. He was the prosecutor in Will's trial. Okay. Franziska, when we last talked, you said that you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you're here right now is related to that.
Yes. After analyzing the intel we've gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list to investigate. And this is what tipped us off.
This accounting document, written in Norse runes.
It's only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about all the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. Well, you see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality of Codopia. Hey! Which means that somewhere in the countries of Alabast and Babel is the head. The one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring.
That's Franziska for you. She's amazing, pursuing the case with all she has. Hey, look at that. He does in fact respect her. Well, that explains what we're doing now. Because now we can compare the two. Yeah, now we've got a deduce button.
Eureka!
I do like the Eureka shout. That's honestly, I really enjoy that. Take a good look at these documents, Franziska. It says that there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here. Whoops.
It says that there are 3 pages in total, and yet there's only 2 here.
Correct. Now, take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3?
Well, it certainly looks that way.
You want to hop down, Gaston? There you go. You can if you want. See? Or you can stay up here. That's okay, too. Nah, he wants down. I figured. Good boy. You got it. By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. And it seems that you've now found what you were looking for.
Yes, and with this it has become crystal clear that Mr. Colchin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Babalese ink.
Babalese ink?
Babalese ink is a special product of the Republic of Babel. However, due to a special reason, only a limited volume is ever exported.
And that reason is?
That's classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Mani Kochan.
His base was in an embassy, thus it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation. It's vibranium, oh no.
Ugh, but it's so frustrating. I lost the person I was to rain judgment down upon with my whip of justice. I wanted to whip him. It's not fair.
Well, even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds.
You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested.
Franziska, you must know that Manny Kochan was the suspect in the KG-8 incident.
Of course I know. On top of being the head of the smuggling ring, there's a matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. Investigation complete. Are you done investigating?
Coffee. See, that's an ingenious plan, Bad Road. That'll get the tourists coming, no problem.
You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one it could be?
Nope.
Now come along quietly, Yatagarasu. Hey, Faraday. You are under arrest for the murder of Manny Kochan. Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I chased the fake Yatagarasu in here and he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes today.
What's that supposed to mean?
I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime.
Very well. I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are by testifying. Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babalese embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body.
Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she is the Yatagarasu.
Exactly. But it isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagarasu. Ugh, look, how many times do I have to tell you? I was only out to capture the fake Yatagarasu. Imposter or not, it matters not. A Yatagarasu is a Yatagarasu.
Very well. Then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Mr. Manny Cochin.
Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of. See, this is exactly one of her poses as you. She's got a lot of these, and it stands out to me. Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babalese embassy tonight. Oops. There we go. Now we press.
Hold it!
I am also missing her earrings. They may have confirmed it, but are you telling me that no one could catch the thief? If so, you're basically admitting that the Yatagarasu that committed the murder eluded us.
Of course, I chased after the Yatagarasu that entered the Babalese embassy right away. And that's also why I'm making this arrest now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only this girl. In any case, this is what I believed happened tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy.
Hold it!
The confusion caused by the fire. Are you saying that the Yatagarasu was not the arsonist who started the fire?
A suspicious person in a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers in the area claim to have seen that person start the fire.
Huh. Sounds like we have a phantom in our midst. Yeah. In a way, he could be considered a phantom with the way he randomly appears.
Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu.
Hold it!
Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove she's a killer.
No, but it does give her a motive. The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, "I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret." Furthermore, there's documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Cochin for the key.
I see. Her logic is very sound. I expected nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. Might just be the opening I need.
She wanted to steal documents regarding smuggling, so she killed Mr. Cochin for the key.
Aha.
But
Objection!
the key was still on him.
Agent Sheena, I regret to inform you, but there's a flaw in your logic.
Oh,
Even if you claim she's the killer and the Yatagarasu, I'm certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Kochin's body. Furthermore, the Yatagarasu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. Fucking excellent. By the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked, it's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all.
Hold it! And perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Kochin had the key on him.
If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known that fact.
Hold it! Need, reason? All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Perhaps she didn't notice the safe second compartment before returning the key.
What'd you miss? Well, we proved that the Yatagarasu probably wasn't after these smuggling documents.
But the fact still remains that Mr. Kochin was stabbed to death.
Objection!
But you have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act.
Hold it! Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes.
What?
Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that'll put her behind bars. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is part of a special 3-piece set, which has a design like no other. The evidence and testimony, it all points to the girl. There's no counter-argument.
That is your definitive evidence.
You see now that she is definitely the killer, right? No, Mr. Edgeworth, you've gotta believe me. I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear.
And you came in here because you were chasing this suspicious person.
That's right. I ran into this office only because I was chasing after that person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then...
Who's there?
This is... I came to this room upon hearing the girl scream, and when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her.
So the object Kay felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon.
I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it. But the suspicious person in the black coat who came into this room before me... Hold it! You continue to insist there was such a person, but if there was, where would they go? That I don't know. But I know they came in here. Hold it! That sounds like the desperate excuses of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth.
She has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are with some solid evidence.
Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't.
Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for me to prove that.
Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument, if you can.
Oh, don't worry. I can and I will.
The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife.
Hold it!
Does this mean that you already have the results back?
We confirmed that the shape of the Babyliss knife's blade matches the wound. Please don't confuse the efficiency of Interpol's forensics with your own.
Objection!
I won't if you don't underestimate our police force. And so we're clear. I'd hardly say that your logic is sound, which you will see in a bit.
If you can prove me wrong, please, by all means, go ahead.
This has been my intention all along. Now let us return to your testimony.
The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding. That's fun to say.
Hold it!
You mean to say that you saw Kay holding the murder weapon with your own eyes?
I was also on the search for the Yatagarasu. When I heard the girl's scream coming from this room, I rushed over straight away. When I arrived, I saw that girl standing there motionless with the knife in her hand. But I already told you, I only came in here because I was also after the Yatagarasu. The suspicious person I saw came into this room. But when I entered, it was pitch dark. I felt something by my foot on the floor, so I turned on the lights and then...
You found out that it was the murder weapon at your feet.
How many times do I have to tell you? We can't trust the words of a suspect.
The only thing you'll accept is evidence, is it?
That's the only acceptable way to counter an agent of Interpol on the scene of a crime. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have some kind of evidence that can prove me innocent?
I think so, because there is one piece of evidence I find to be a bit interesting. I think I need to carefully examine that piece of evidence again. That piece of evidence would be the murder weapon, right? So this is what took Mr. Cochin's life. Some of his blood is still on the blade.
Wow, I've been a detective for 7 years already. Seen a lot of weapons in my days. But knives that were used to kill are always the hardest for me to bear.
Yes, unlike guns, this is one weapon where you're likely to find the victim's blood on it.
Yeah, just like how this one is practically drenched in it, huh, sir?
Despite that, it looks like the blood managed to miss the handle somehow.
It sure did, huh? Almost like this isn't the handle that was on it. The butterfly is the design for one of the embassies, or one of the countries.
There's a lot of skilled detailing on this handle. It would appear that the handle on this knife is removable.
I guess so people can change them whenever they feel like it. Sounds like fun, huh, sir?
I don't think people would remove the handle just for fun, detective. Maybe for murder, though.
Objection!
Give it a go.
Keyboard came unplugged.
So the murder weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it. But is that really the truth?
What are you getting at?
I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade, and yet there's not a speck of blood on the handle. This signifies that at the time of the crime, a different handle was attached to this blade. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle switched and was in fact not the real murder weapon.
It wasn't the real murder weapon.
This knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? As you can see, the Babyliss knife has been disassembled into two parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with this butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Mr. Cochin was killed with the butterfly-themed knife. This should clear up any and all suspicion surrounding Kay.
Your argument isn't airtight yet.
How so?
It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles.
Hold it!
Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she do such a thing?
I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem.
Objection!
The truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. That sounds like a threat. You'll come to see that Kay is not and could not have been Mr. Cochin's killer.
That seems like a good moment to go to our second break. You want to support us, you can, of course, subscribe here on Twitch, or you can head over to patreon.com/ifwhen for art, music, and shoutouts at the end of the streams. Please help, I'm drowning. Alright, we'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, we're back. What's this mark on here?
It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means.
No, not really. Butterflies rest on flowers all the time to drink their sweet nectar.
And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly not a chance.
Okay, we can zoom in and investigate again.
A knife handle with a butterfly on it. I wonder where the blade that this should be attached to is.
That it? Alright.
That's an engraving of the... What do you want me to do with it, though? It's an engraving of the national symbol of the Kingdom of Alabast, which is a flower. Though hidden by the handle, it shows that the knife was conceived in patriotism. This is quite a bit of Mr. Cochin's blood on this blade. Thanks to being a prosecutor, I guess I've become accustomed to seeing blood. Yes, definitely. Totally that. Luxurious Cadopian paper, wet crystal, Babyliss ink. It's also known to generously offer coupons. I feel like I'm missing something. I've got 3 pieces of evidence, but I can't show them all together. I've specifically got 3 pieces. I guess let's...
Take that!
Because they all work together, but they don't really say much on their own. So I thought I was going to have to logic connect them, but that's not available during interrogation.
You can't be serious.
It appears you've made the connection. The flower on the... Okay, good. This is what I was going for. It's just awkwardly implemented. The flower on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right. The Kingdom of Alabast. In other words, this blade is from one of Alabast's ornamental knives. This part of the knife handle has Babel's national symbol of the butterfly on it. Therefore, it is undeniably Babelese in origin. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with a knife handle, at least not very easily. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Sheena?
After the fire had broken out.
That's right. Kay entered the Babelese embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she'd not been to the Alabastian side of the building before then. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire. Which means that Kay could not have transported an Alabastian object over here. Alabast, Babel, Cadopia, where's D? What was the name of the one the Canadian French? Plus there's also the one that's Fantasy China that Sheena is actually from. I don't remember all of the different country names. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer. Woo! Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! What a great victory! Whoop whoop! Virginia and Zhengfa. So that doesn't fit the that doesn't fit the pattern that's just now being put up. That's a shame. So Zhengfa I can kind of see, you know, because it's at the other end of the alphabet. But where does Virginia fit in all of this? Ah, hey, why is everyone so quiet? I'm happy we got this far and cleared Kay's name. But what worries me now is what will happen next.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? An Alabastian knife here?
Do you mean, how did this find its way to the Republic of Babel? It didn't just find its way over. Rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over. I'm pretty sure that's what she was thinking, too.
You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while just standing around. Thinking while you're on the run now. That's the way a real great thief operates.
Kay.
Oh, thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth, for proving me innocent. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did.
Not really, but...
Come on. You don't gotta be shy. Hold it!
Your argument's still not airtight. Would you care to elaborate?
I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there's still the possibility that she's the Yatagarasu. That again? Look, how many times do I have to explain it to you? I am the real Yatagarasu. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay? Whether you're the real deal or a fake doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire.
Preposterous. On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing?
The fact that she calls herself the Yatagarasu in itself is the most elegant proof. Ms. Sheena. Yes? I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I am the great thief Yatagarasu, and I refuse to allow some imposter to claim that name as their own. The path of justice that my father pointed me towards, I will walk it the best I can. It's not good to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that. Thanks a lot for the concern, Ms. Sheena. Let me share something with you too as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay? What? Well, guess we better get going. Going to where? To the Kingdom of Alabast. If we don't go, we won't know for sure, right? I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. To see where the Alabastian knife came from, we'll have to pay the Alabastian embassy a visit. Let's go, Miles Edgeverse. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt.
Huh. Understood.
Wow, getting started late actually worked out really well today. The chapters in this one are a bit shorter than in the original trilogy. I think. Not all of them, but, you know, some of them. Hi, thanks for coming. So glad to be here with y'all. And this continues to be an absolute blast. All right. So if you want to support us, you can subscribe here, or you can head over to patreon.com/ifwhen, and that'll get you access to art and music, as well as these shout outs at the end of the stream. So thank you so much to our patrons: Sky, Andymonium, Melly Basket, Kai, Nahum Wengrove, Angelic, and Willow Mist. You rock. Glad you're enjoying the old ones too. All right, schedule is over at truckcommunity.neocities.org. It is currently updated correctly. Pretty sure. Tomorrow is going to be Bad Road on his channel, Bad Road, with some, what's that game called? Fez. I remembered this time. And then back here, too, is going to be starting on Tokyo Mirage Sessions, hashtag FE Encore, that Willow graciously bought for her. It's going to be exciting. That game looks ridiculous. And then we got our YouTube channel, which is where some of you statistically are watching from. So if you make it all the way here on YouTube, leave a comment telling me what's your favorite duck. Okay? Okay. Thanks for coming, everyone. We'll see you next time.